Okay, hello everyone. So today we have a new project. What I'm going to be doing today, just making a Python script basically. We're going to make a chatbot where it's going to be able to speak. Nothing too crazy, just some simple stuff. But first thing first is that we need to get our Python installed, and I'm using Linux. And this is why, yeah, I'm using Linux. I don't like to use Windows. Is because some of the coding takes a lot of RAMs, and Windows is already like non-stop. It's, what is it? Let's look. Yeah, like my memory is already at 43% average. It's like 43%, but I'm mean doing anything to it. So, but like if I basically let's open this. If I come to my Linux, I think it should be actually higher, is because I didn't give it as much as RAM. But yeah, so right now my RAM, even though I give it like I give it 4 gigabytes of RAM, because this is not actual my machine. This is my virtual machine. It's averaging 34%, which is not. It's so much better even for virtual machine. But either way, let's see. Let's download our virtual machine. Not virtual machine, sorry, Python. I suppose I could have done this on Visual Studio, but for me, having doing on Python, doing Python on Python, it's so much more better than instead of just doing it on Visual Studio. And that's just because I learned how to code Python. Only Python specifically on Python. So it's forever will be a tool that I will use for only for Python. Also, let's go and wow, this is going to take a long time. Do I also have internet? Okay, let's look at YouTube. Yeah, guys. The reason this is taking let's see if I have internet first. Never mind. I do have internet. I do have internet. Okay. Yeah, I mean I do have it. Otherwise, this wouldn't be installing. Error. Okay. It's time to do it this way. Install Python for Linux. And if it doesn't work, we might have to be forced to actually do it on Visual Studio. Download. No, not the professional. Your community version. Thank you for downloading. And it's actually a tar file. I should have chosen the other one. Now I have to untar it. Why is tar? How many users do I have inside it? Yeah, I only have more. So why is there so many? This is so slow. Yeah, but why is this so slow? Even though our CPU is looking pretty good. Let's look at it the right way. Yeah, our CPU is only averaging like 6%, which is actually pretty good. Oh man, this is taking long. We might have to do it on. Yeah, we might have to do it on Visual Studio. Shouldn't. I do not like to code on Visual Studio. I actually hate it. Why's this so zoomed in? Okay. Installing. Hopefully we don't have to do it. It could also be my internet is pretty slow. I'm using an adapter. I don't have wire in this new house, so let's try again. Let's give it a test. Let's run this real quick. Why is this so zoomed in? Okay, I want you guys to see it too, so I don't want to like zoom it out that much. Okay. What? Run the Python file. Outline, timeline. Okay, what we can do actually, let's do this. Maybe just code it here and go back. Actually, no. Why do I do that? Okay, let's open up my PyCharm. Is that it? Is that the new one? Yeah. Let's open up my PyCharm, my Windows. We might actually have to go back and do it in our Windows. Or no, or what I could do, just come back here and just do it on our everywhere there's a file that I was working on. I usually work on so many projects, but I just leave them because I get too tired. So let's see if this works, because I haven't done a single Python project in so long. Whoa. Brand, hello. Let's see. There we go. This one works. Okay. Also, let's come here and let's turn this off. Okay. There we go. So the first thing that we're going to do in here, it's going to be that we're going to use this, which you can get it from online too. And what is it saying? It's saying that you oh my god. Yeah, I kind of need to update this. But am I typing the whole thing right though? Let's use this one. Oh, let's use this. Yeah, so I'm using this guy right here. Let's copy it. I might be doing it the wrong way. Okay, that doesn't matter. And let's install our... I'm not sure if it's going to work. To update run, okay. Okay, so I think it worked now? Question mark? Did it work? Did it work? Let's see. Okay, let's come here. Let me open my CMD. Yeah, so let's just wait for the thing to update. Successfully on install pip3. Okay, successfully updated. Okay. So now that it's successfully updated, let's go and let's see. No! What? going on now? How to update? Copy, copy, copy. There we go. Okay, there we go. Now it's updated. So now we also need a play audios. Let's just use this again. There we go. So now that we have both of these things, let's start. So I'm going to basically the one that we did just installed right now, which is called speech recognition, and I'm gonna set it as RSR. Okay, what is this error that I'm getting? Yeah, whatever. Okay. Hopefully you guys can see. I'm zooming in so much that I can barely see myself. Either way, let's make our function. So let's go. Why am I getting an error for? This is why I don't like using Visual Studio. Okay, whatever, I don't care. Yeah, okay. Okay, oh. Okay. Why is it not showing up? Recognize speech? It's supposed to show up when by the time I'm typing this. And you already know if it's not showing up, that means it's not a good sign. It's not a good sign, guys. Recognizer. So some stuff is showing up, some stuff is not showing up. Okay, there we go. So we got it. Hopefully it is fixed. And I'm getting a bunch of errors, which I'm not sure why we're getting that. And hopefully it is. Hopefully we did not mess it up. Okay, so and then here we're going to use source. And in here I'm gonna say, please say something with quotes. And in here I'm going to say audio. And in here I'm gonna say recognize. Instead of speech, because right now it's trying to listen. So in here I'm going to say listen, and we're going to use back to our source that we just made. Now here I'm going to say try. Let's go under it since we have the try. And in here I'm gonna say recognizer, oh my god, recognize. And then here we're going to be using Google. So if you're confused about this part, so you know how if you have an Android you will know, if you don't have an Android you will not know. But in basically Siri, they have a Siri voice, but in this case we're using Google voice. As if you're trying to get Siri's voice, it's gonna take it. It's gonna be hell. Okay, and accept. And I'm getting so many errors right now. I don't know. I'm getting so many errors. Okay. And if basically you say the wrong thing, what I am gonna add right now, let's say you don't say what he understands, you don't say what we understand, or the audio understand, I'm gonna say could not understand you. Please say it again. And then in here I'm going to say return it back to or none. I don't know why if came. And then here, let's give it a basically, oh my god, another accept. And in this accept, I'm going to basically say again that this is going to be requesting an error. And I'm going to put it as 0. Sorry, not 0. E. Okay. And here, I'm going to say This is giving so many errors. And I'm gonna say there was a error, basically a speech where our Google the request to Google speech accusation service, and in here I'm gonna give it the E. So now that we also did that again we're going to go back to none. So now let's make basically another part where we're going to be saying basically if the user says hello, it's going to return with hider. If the user says how are you, let's say I'm just a computer or something like that. So let's make a function right now, and I'm gonna call this a simple chatbot, and in here I'm gonna give it a user input. So in here this is going to be our user's input. So in here I'm going to say if the users says hello in user input that we created above, and this user has to say it with a lawyer, like a lowercase. So in here I'm going to say hello, and we want it, if the user says hello, I want it to return with hider. So this is what we want to say, and we're going to be using F and else. So in here we use else. So basically what we said is, and if the users say how are you in again the user that we create. So in here I'm going to say user input dot lawyer and open bracket. In here I'm going to say that it's going to return with I'm just a computer with no feeling, but thank you anyway. So now that we did that, let's make another def function. So basically what we're going to say, basically, you know how we wait, there should be wait time, and basically the computer is going to say you said this blah blah blah, the user interface whatever he said, and basically there's going to be a return. So in here what I'm going to say, I'm going to make a def main, and in here I'm going to say while true, and let's make another one on it. So in here I'm going to say user input recognize speech with open bracket, and in here I'm going to say if user input sorry, like if the user says this, you say you said, and whatever the user said, it's going to be typed in here. So basically the user is going to watch whatever he said, and we're going to say the response, it's going to be simple chatbot user input. There we go. Now here we're going to say print, and in here I'm going to say chatbot, basically the response of chatbot, and in here I'm going to put response, and in here we use basically the f name there we go, f name equals, in here I'm going to say main, and then in here I'm going to say main. Okay, so now that we did all of this, it seems that it's not happy with some stuff. So honestly this is supposed to be a real life video, by the way, like how I code. So honestly, when I'm at this point, when I code what I wanted, and I look at it, there's errors. There's only one thing to do: copy this, and I'm gonna come here, and we're gonna say, fix this code for me. Paste it here. Oh. Like I said, I haven't used this in so long, so some stuff might work, some stuff might not work. Okay, so let's go here and let's use this again. Let's use this chatbot. Fix this code for me? Question mark. Sure. Okay, there we go. I know that the reason half of this is not working is because my visual code is super old. I haven't upgraded in a while. But there we go. So let's copy and paste this. Okay, there we go. So now it's working, hopefully. So let's see. So let's run this. Okay. So here, if you guys see, we have our chatbot. This place, please say something. Hello? Okay. Hello. Okay. If this does not work, oh, there we go. We got it. We got it. Right here, we got it. So there we go. So let's turn this off. So it's going to keep going. But let me see if I can use my probably have to see the Android. But now, if you guys notice, it's understanding me. It's understanding my voice. But now, when it responds, it has no voice. So what we need to do is actually add a few more details, and we need to add another pimp. So let's come over here, and we need to install ggts, I believe. So let's say ggts for Python. Yeah, it's this one right here. This one. Okay, let's see. So let's go back to our terminal and let's say pipe install ggts. Okay, so some of the stuff installed, some of the stuff didn't install, but let's go back to our code. So let me make this as big as possible. So now that we have our speech recognition, now we want to say from ggts, where we install it, and we want to import gtts, and we want to import the also. So let's look at the code one more time again. So in here, now we have to make, so you know what, let's do this. Let's delete the whole thing again. So what I'm going to do is, I don't know, recognition, and in here I'm going to say as SR. So like we did before, now it's basically the things that we installed. So in here I'm going to say import gtts, and in here I'm going to say ROS. And in here, let's give it a function. So in here, I'm going to say recognize. Nice. There we go. Hopefully I spelled wrong. Don't bother me if I didn't. And in here I'm going to say recognizer and equals sr dot recognizer. There we go, with our brackets open. Now in here I'm going to say with sr microphone. So we're going to give it basically saying, hey, I wanted to use the microphone. So in here I'm going to say microphone and open bracket. Okay, yeah, open bracket, and I'm going to use this as our source. And in here now I'm going to say print, and I'm going to say please say something. Okay, please say something, and let's add the closing. You don't have to add the things, but just to make it more nicer. Okay, and in here I'm going to say that we're going to be using the audio of the recognizer, but instead of speech it will be listen, because this is where we the machine has to listen. Okay, now in here I'm going to say try, and the text in here is going to be recognizer dot recognize. So let's see. Recognize, and in here once again we're going to be using Google Audio. There we go. And once we use the Google Audio, I'm going to say return it with a text. So in here, let's say return it with a text and accept the unknown error. There we go. Now that we did that, we're going to say print I could not understand, and again we're going to return this with none. And again I'm going to say accept, there we go, as E, and in here I'm going to say, there we go, perfect. It's just doing it for me. Oh, except this part. Okay, never mind. I'll get ChatGPT to fix that. Probably, hopefully ChatGPT knows how to fix that. Otherwise I have to go sort all of this one by one, because right now I'm canting ChatGPT to do it, because I don't want to waste that much time. Okay, in here I'm going to say text to speech, and in here I'm going to say text, and then I'm going to give it the TTS, and again once again we're back with the GTTS text speech that we installed. So I'm going to say text, and the language that we are going to be using, of course, it's going to be English. Okay, and the TTS, it's going to be dot save, and it's going to be response. So right now what app we are using, so let's say when we run this program, there's going to be an app that is going to return it, and it's going to reply back to us. And that app that we're going to be using, this is for all the basically default sorry, just typing this is for default all the Windows machines. So we're going to be using MP3, and the OS system that you're going to be using is, you could have anything, but let's say if you're doing this in Linux, it will not work, because in Linux there's no MP3 basically app. And if you guys don't know what I'm talking about, it's like this, but it's the other way around. I don't know. You know, back in the days when you used to listen to music with that app, so it's going to be returning with that, which is the most common. So now I'm going to simplify our chatbot. Basically, what next section we're going to say, well, what the user is going to say and input, and give it an output as well. So if the user's in here, once again, if the user says hello in user that we just made, we return it with hello, how can I help you? And if the user, okay, there we go. And if the user says, we will return it with I'm great. Let's just say return it with this. Okay, now let's go back and let's open. So let's open our def, and in here I'm going to say, well, it's true. The user input recognize speech. And let's go back here, and I'm gonna say if the user input, and if the user inputs basically says anything, I'm gonna say, hey user, you said this, so in here it is gonna be like that, and I'm gonna give it let's link it back to our user input. And with the response in here, response, it's going to be simple chat bot. I know there's so many errors. I know, guys, that's why it's not showing, but it's okay. This would make our work so much easier because it would show it, but now. So now I'm going to say whatever the user says after, it's going to be like this, chatbot saying this. So in here I'm going to response, and it's going to be text to speech. So it's going to be basically, this is English, just text to speech, and I'm going to say response, and now let's give it our name, and in here I'm going to say main, and in here I'm gonna give it back our function. Okay, so let's copy this here and let's go back to our end, and I'm just gonna say fix this code for me. Okay, there we go. So yeah, this ChatGPT is not ChatGPT, it's actually Black Box AI. At the end of the code, I try to always do it myself. And at the end of the day, if there's a lot of errors, like in here, I misspell import, that's why it's not showing. And here, I misspell return. So I'm gonna make my job just easy and just copy and paste it. Now, if I get error, for example, video right now, this is where I need to start panicking. And we get an error on line 36. So on line 36, basically what's happening in here, saying def main if the user inputs print. So yeah, for some reason it's not. So let's copy this in here. Let's see what this guy has to say. I believe that's because we installed this and it's not showing up. Problem is line 30. So I'm gonna give it one more shot on this, see if it works or not. If it does not work, but let's see if we even have it. Okay, first thing first, let's see if we can do this. So okay, never mind, it is working. Hello. Okay, so right now, just wait.
Hello, how can I help you?
There we go, and we got it. So what essentially we did here, I'm gonna use Paint. Oh, not Paint 3D. Oh, so bright. Okay, but what essentially we did here is our computer, and inside of this is our basically PyCharm, and we wrote a bunch of scripts, and we said, hey, I'm gonna say something, record my voice, and in that code I said name hello, and I said if you ever hear name hello or anything, respond back with hello there. So, and then I said, if you hear that and you figure out the response, go out of my computer, or my, sorry, not my computer, go out of my PyCharm, open an application automatically named PS3, and say the answer of this to the user so the user can hear. So it's going to go back here. It's going to be go to our microphone, and if I say another thing, it's going to go back here, and go back to our PyCharm code. So this is basically what happens with if you call TELUS or something else. And yeah, so right now let's test something else too. So let's say, let's start with how are you? How are you?
I am just computer, but I have no felling.
Okay, I spelled this wrong, so let's change this. I'm just yeah, but I'm fine. So let's go do it again. How are you?
I am just a computer, but I am fine.
So there we go. So we got it to basically work, and every time we do it, we open media player. Actually, was the app name that I was looking for. And yeah, so you can do a lot of things. You can just keep adding it to here, and essentially you can turn this into an app. Which after this, you gotta put all of this on your C++, and you can just do it and call it a day. And but this is basically something super simple. I was kind of bored because for the first time in my life I didn't have anything to do, so I decided to do this. And thank you for watching. If you watched this whole thing through, I know it was kind of boring, but it was a lot of fun. So thank you for watching.